Okay, so hello everyone. I hope you're having a great day or evening, wherever you are. So with me is Marius, our CTO as always, and we would like to give you an update on the development, what are our plans for the upcoming weeks and months, as well as conclude the meeting with the AMA session. So we'll be there to answer any questions. So we would like to start with showcasing and discussing the recent release, so Move Xchange. So Marius, if you could share the screen and maybe go through it, discuss how it currently works, what are the plans with regard to the multi-chain and so on.
Okay, hello everyone. Let me share my screen. I'll be right with you. Okay, very cool. So yeah, after a long development process, we are proud to release MarketMove Xchange, which is the core of the MoveX. Basically, we have included everything we have built so far, redefined this into a smooth, more intuitive, hopefully, in terms of UX platform, and added the swapping feature, which gives you the best price on the Binance Smart Chain. So let's, for example, see. Let me show you. So you know already this is the chart area, the transactions. You are familiar with this. You have a quick sneak peek on the safety audit. So no longer you have to look into the separate page to look at the safety audit and the liquidity. So you have everything close to you in a convenient fashion. And but let's move to the swap and limit. These are the two new features. And in this particular example, if you would like to buy some move using your BUSD, you can do that at the best price. So for example, this route will go this way. So instead of swapping directly from the BUSD to move, it will go through a couple of different tokens, which is updated in the real time. TLDR, it gives you the best price no matter what your amount is, the minimum possible slippage. So for example, if you do this on a bigger amount, let's say that you want to do something different, for example, swap BUSD for BNB, you can do that as well, hopefully. Even in bigger amounts, you will see that it will optimize the route running through USDT, through different liquidity pools, different exchanges to give you the best price, which will be way better than you would receive just swapping on PancakeSwap or anything else. So a lot of you have already tested this feature, and we've been reported that it gives some real savings. Not even in this extreme scenario like this one, but in all of the other scenarios as well. You know the portfolio chart. You see it here. The portfolio view. Sorry, you see it here. Now you also have the watch list, so you can add different tokens to the watch list. You can see the daily change, which is a convenient new feature. So you can see how the portfolio changed from the rest of the days. You can hide tokens or move them to the swap box right from here. So you have a very similar, hopefully even better experience than you would have in the centralized exchanges.
Marius, so maybe, sorry to interrupt, but I've just checked, for example, if we would like to swap BUSD for BNB, compared to PancakeSwap, so maybe I can share my screen for a second as well. So just a second. Yeah, but if you compare it, so here you get much better rates. So like almost, I think it's like 60 BNB, so quite a lot. This is a big amount, but basically with some tokens, the savings can be up to 5%. So this is actually a game changer. So, this is a very fresh release. Due to market conditions, we haven't promoted it, on a big scale. But this will happen once the market conditions get better. And I think we are on a good track to that. But if you look at the platform in this perspective, so saving up to 5% on each swap is actually a big deal, especially for whales, especially for funds, basically for people and for smaller investors as well, for people who don't really want to use centralized exchanges and want to be in full control of their funds. They can get very good rates. So, not having to go through different liquidity pools, PancakeSwap, BuySwap, Uniswap, and so on. So this is actually a pretty big deal. And we also plan to introduce other chains. But Marius, I think you can continue. So let me disable the screen.
Okay, thanks a lot. So the other thing, which was being heavily awaited, is the limit feature. So the idea is pretty simple. You can set the limit order. So I think it would be easier if we use the BUSD here. If you want to buy move, you can at a given price. Let's assume, hopefully not, that it will be at this price. You can do this as well. So you can set the price at 0003, and you can buy it once it hits this price. So you can do this as well. This is a pretty standard limit order feature, but it works on-chain, which was pretty tricky to build. So so that's roughly it. It was a lot of work to get this prices best on the market, since there is also some competition here. But right now, I'm sure that we offer the best that is out there. So you can try for yourself. Try finding a better price. I'm sure you will not. Well, unless you look in certain cases on a centralized exchange, that may be possible, but I don't really think so. Right now, it works only on the BNB chain. We will add cross-chain capability. We are still not decided what the next chain would be. It's likely that it would be Polygon, because the L1 chains are not that popular these days. But this is the jury is still out what ultimately it will be.
Definitely not Terra. Yeah, but most likely Polygon will be the next chain. This is still to be decided. And maybe Marius, if you could tell a few words about the Move token utility plan for Xchange here.
Right. So in DeFi, it's somewhat common. It's become somewhat common to share the fees with the stakers, and this is exactly what we want to do here. Right now, this is not enabled yet, so the stakers, so we are not collecting fees from the swap. But after this, the conditions change a bit, and the platform gets a bit more popular, then we want to turn on the swap fee, which will be around. This is still to be decided, but we estimate it would be 0.1%, so 0.1%, and it will all go. It will be used to buy move, so it will generate positive buying pressure, and then the purchased move will go to the staking vault, which will then be distributed to the stakers. So staking is the feature that comes next. We are right now working on this on the front end. We are reviewing security for the last time, and it will be the next feature available of the MoveX. We call it MoveX Earn.
Yeah, very well said. And basically, what we are trying to achieve here is to develop a full platform. And I think that the time is right, because the market currently is very silent with everything going on. But this is the time to build. And once the time comes, so we plan to heavily promote it. So, but before that, for the short term, we also have a few surprises. I believe we will share the big one next week. We are in contact with a major company from the cryptocurrency industry, and just wait for next week. But basically, the ultimate goal here is to build a platform to provide utility, because in my opinion, I think the team will agree, tokens with utility and basically platforms with real utility will survive. And here, this is like the one part, but it's actually significant, because saving money is something which is very needed, especially with many different liquidity pools across different blockchains. But this will be only the one part. Yeah, but basically we've been working on staking as the next feature, and maybe Marius, if you could tell a bit more and on how it will work and so on. So like the technicals.
Yeah, so basically the idea of staking, I think it's pretty common, but just for maybe the new people in the DeFi industry, I will briefly explain how it works. It's a bit as similar to an interest account on your bank account. So you deposit the tokens and it generates interest. It will accrue interest hourly at the fixed APY, and then it will be instantly available to compound. So every hour you will get more move, and the move will automatically be deposited in the same vault. So every move that you earn, even after 1 hour, will automatically work for you to compound and give you the better return. So it's a big incentive for holders, because if you hold the token, it will automatically grow, and well, you will have more move in the future, especially for the long-term minded individuals that want to hold through this current market. It's a good opportunity to end up with a bigger bag, basically. So at first, the vault will be subsidized, because we don't have the revenue yet from the platform. But after we will start getting this fees from the platform, we will gradually move toward full independence of the subsidy. So that's roughly how it works. You will be able to stake and unstake at any time. We are also considering some locked periods. We will see how this will fare in the future. We still are working on the details as the APY and possible locked periods. So this is still in the works. But this is roughly how it's going to work. Everything will be on the same platform, so you will just go to the MoveX and deposit your tokens there. Then you will be able to unstake there if you want to do anything with them. And that's
So that's very important to mention it once again, that the exchange will generate revenue. So each swap will provide a positive buying pressure for the token. So with bigger and bigger adoption, the price of the token will rise as well, and it will also let's say provide the necessary tokens for the staking vault. So we are trying to build a very solid business model here, not like for tokens which are based purely on hype, and once it dies out, then it's done. Here we have actual utility, and the bigger the adoption of the platform, the better the outcome for the token. So this is connected with each other, and I think that's it for the update. So we can move to the AMA part. So if you have any questions, so please raise your hand, and we'll be there to answer it.
All right, we have a bullish crypto novice. You're unmuted, and you might just have to unmute yourself.
Hey there. Thank you. Just wanted to say really quick that you guys are doing an amazing job. And out of all the projects in the DeFi space coming out, your project or this project is the most promising, in my opinion. And my quick question is, I know you mentioned it briefly, but it has to do with partnerships moving forward. Like, I'm sure you guys, how do I say this? Are you guys now or in the future looking to partner with other industry, leaders in the space?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much for kind words. We really appreciate it. And for partnerships, so this is actually something we've been working on and something which is in our roadmap. We will be able, I believe we will be able to share a surprise for you in the upcoming weeks. But basically, this is a very important factor. I think, especially in the DeFi space, it's very common for projects to complement each other. Not only talking about like other exchanges, liquidity pools, and so on, but basically for most DeFi projects. So just to answer your question, so this is in our roadmap. This is something which is a very strong point in our plans. Yeah, and I believe we should be able to share the first results here in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your response.
You're welcome. Okay, so we can go to another question.
All right, we have NX. Going to unmute you there.
Yes,
should be good to
you.
go.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
a little
we can
quiet,
hear you.
but
A little quiet. Okay, I tried to speak louder.
okay.
I have basically two questions. First question is are there any plans to integrate MoveX to the app section of, for example, Trust Wallet or MetaMask? And second question, it's a more general question. How many people working at MarketMove? It's actually something I'm very interested in, because your first sentence was you took a long time to develop this, but I think it was very fast, and I'm really amazed how fast it was, because the quality is quite good. And yeah, I'm just interested in how many people are working on this.
Yeah, so maybe Marius, you want to take the first one or both?
Okay, wait. So the question was of the people in the development.
Like
so
I mean the first one, yes. So the second one was about the team, and the first one, if you could, Alex, if you could maybe tell us the first question once again, please.
Yes, if there are any plans to integrate or partner, I don't know how it works actually, with a Trust Wallet, for example. So the D app will be in the MarketMove will be in the D app section.
Yeah. Okay. So Marius, you want to take it?
Oh, yeah. Actually, this is a good idea. We haven't really explored this. So it's something that we will definitely ask the team to explore. As for the developer team themselves, we are currently at the headcount of 4. At all of the marketing and moderation people, actually, it would be pretty difficult to count. So do we have the number, Michael?
Yeah, so I think it would be around 15 people, 17 people all together with moderators and so on. And as for the development team, it's 4 people currently.
Nice, cool, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you very much for the suggestion. So this is something we should definitely explore. So the partnership, it's like these little things really make a difference in the end. So yeah, we are exploring different partnerships. So yeah, stay tuned. We can go to another question. So thank you, Alex.
All right, we have a man by my own heart, Lewis X. You're unmuted there.
Hello, yeah, I've just got a bit of a question about how many people have actually used the Move Exchange. Do you have any figures on how many transactions have used, or how much has actually been put through the system? or is that
So at the moment, so far it's been a few hundreds, I believe, like 600, like 600 unique wallets used to use the exchange. So that's a pretty good number, considering the fact that we haven't promoted it on a big scale. Yeah, so I think it was like 500 or 600, Marius. You can no.
I could check, but this is roughly it.
Yep. So I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we're going to bring up C. C, you're unmuted.
Hello, I have a question. I would ask how the price of Move can be bigger when 700 million of 1 billion coins are already sold.
I think you are referring to the burn address, right? So, well, 750 million tokens were burned at start. This is actually a deflationary action, not inflationary. So, if anything, it would rise the price, but actually it doesn't even change it. So, they were not sold, they were burned. I'm not sure if this answers your question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
There are
understand.
still and there are still more tokens burned every day. It's not the rate, obviously, as fast as in the very beginning, but the amount of tokens in circulation is lower and lower every day, which is also a positive thing to the price long term. But obviously, the most important factor is the basic supply and demand, buys versus sells, and also the price of the BNB. And the general market condition. These last two things, maybe even the most important right now, we don't really have control of. I think actually covering we are faring very well. Like most of the coins, we are tracking lost 99% of the value. This is the unfortunate fact of the downturn, and we are holding at a pretty strong level.
Yeah, especially when we take into consideration the fact that our liquidity is paired with BNB. So basically, if BNB goes down 60%, then the price of Move goes down. But I think it's really important to mention that I'm really happy that so far we've managed to build different tools specifically to help the token. Imagine that we already have in place things like the referral system. We'll have the utility for the token in the exchange itself. The token itself is deflationary. So, these are just a few things, but if you take them all together, so once the time comes, once the platform is ready, once the market improves a bit, we want to heavily promote it, and then will be the time to explode. If you look at every major token, including Solana, or basically every token, like even Uniswap and so on, PancakeSwap. So it took some time, and now it's the perfect time to build. So once the time comes, we'll have every possible thing needed to make it happen. Yeah. So. I think that's really important to keep that in mind. That even at this point we have a few very efficient tools to help the token, the price of the token, and it will only grow on top of that. And the plan is to provide actual value to users, not just some speculation or just only hype, which is good for the bull market, but for the bear market or like for the crab market sideways trading, not so much. But with this, once we get the adoption, once we get the exposure, it won't really matter which market it is. So yeah, that's my input. But yeah, thank you very much for the question, and I think we can move to. You're welcome. Okay, so if you have any question, please raise your hand. I think we can take like 2 more.
All right, very nice.
I
We
have a
have
question.
Ben Rook coming in.
Hi, thank you. I wonder whether you could just help me understand the staking a little bit more. What I heard was something about APY and compounding every hour or something like that. Will that mean that when you stake that you'll only receive the earned tokens when you unstake, or are you saying that they'll be added to your wallet a bit, like reflections are at the moment? And related to that, will there be a change to the token tax aligned with this? I hope that's clear.
Yeah, these are very good questions. So allow me to clarify this once again. So yeah, it's actually the reflections will be turned off. They will be changed to staking. You will not automatically get them to your wallet, but you will be able to see the value of your entire stake in the MoveX Earn dashboard. So you will be able to check it anytime as well. And then when you unstake, everything will come back together with the interest to your wallet. So that's that. I think you also asked something else, but can you? Is that all, or I was missing something?
Thank you. Yeah, that's helpful. I guess I'm trying to understand then when you'd actually get the earned tokens. So if you wanted to, it sounds like you're saying that if you wanted to receive the earned tokens, you'd have to unstake. Is that correct?
This is correct, yes. But you don't have to unstake everything. You can unstake only the tokens you have earned. You can unstake half of it, whatever you want. So.
Right. Okay.
Just remember that once the tokens are staked and you earn some interest, the interest already works for you. So you don't have to do any like manual operations like unstake and then stake again to receive more interest, nothing like this. Everything works automatically. So let's assume, well, this is obviously just an example. It doesn't work that fast, but let's assume that you have like 1,000 move and you get 1 move a day for the 1,000 move. So after on the first day you have 1,000. On the second day you have 1,001, and on the first day, on the third day you will receive the 1,001, the value that will come from the 1,001, not from the 1,000, right? So it will auto compound. It's called auto compounding.
Okay, so behind the question really is it's a kind of a UK tax question, which you may not be able to answer. But there's this from the research I've been doing. There's something called beneficial ownership to do with tokens, and it seems like in the UK, appreciate that everyone is in the UK. It's a capital gain disposal to stake, but then also to unstake. So I'm trying to understand in the background whether this will qualify as a change of beneficial ownership when we stake or not.
Well, you still remain the owner of the tokens. So, well, I'm not qualified to answer this question from the legal perspective, but I don't really think that ownership changes, right? Then again, I would say that, first of all, you would have to consult it with some legal advisor. And second of all, I'm afraid that they may not even be able to help you because there is no legislature right now on how staking should be treated, because this is not a difficult situation. When you buy something, it accrues value through appreciate in value. For example, if you bought a Bitcoin for like 10,000 and it gets to 20,000, it's a pretty simple situation. With staking, it's not really well defined yet in most countries, and I would assume that UK is the same thing. So we don't really know.
Perhaps we have someone in our community who is also from the UK and who is familiar with the case. So feel free to ask, just our community, our moderators, and maybe someone will be able to help. But definitely, this is a legal question.
I'm from the UK, and I'm fairly sure that when you stake, like, it doesn't take it into account. I think that it's just when you're pulling money out of the out of crypto into fiat is when you need to worry about that, as far as I was aware. Again, that's not 100%. But
this is very likely to be true, and also it's like similar when you deposit money to a bank account and you earn interest, then you pay the capital gains tax. I would expect it would work the same way.
Okay. Guys, I love what you're doing, and I'm just trying to keep up and learn. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. Okay, Marius, so I think we've covered it all. Yeah, so maybe just to give a quick wrap up. So the next feature will be staking. We've also explored multi-chain possibilities here. Possibly the next chain will be Polygon, but it's still to be decided. We've also worked on a few partnerships. I think if everything goes well, we should be able to announce it in the upcoming weeks. Yeah, and now it's the time to build. We really want to provide the utility for the token. We really want to provide the backbone for the platform. And I believe that this will be the thing which will let us grow in the future. Yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. And I'm very excited for the upcoming weeks and months.
Thank you very much for attendance. Hope we could explain a bit, and I hope you liked our work so far. Looking forward to speak with you all again after the next release.
Yeah, also feel free to ask anything in our Telegram or Discord chats. Our moderators are really knowledgeable as well as the community, so you guys are great, and we also try to hop in every once and then and try to help as well. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and have a great rest of the week. So yeah, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.